Hi, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Crosland down in the Blue Pod, and I know some of you are going to be needing a little bit more help before you're ready to do some problems on your own. So I thought what I would do is go through a couple more problems and then give you a chance to solve some of your own. Okay? I am on page 19 in our textbook, and I would like for you to be there with me with your pencil, your textbook, and your multiplication chart if you need it. Okay, so I'm going to do number 5 right here, and I like to write it going up and down like this. And you can go it crossways if you want to. So 1/4 and 3/4 is 4/4, and 2 plus 2 is 4. And you might think, there we go, we're all done. But 4/4 is really the same as 1 whole. So we're going to rename this as 1 whole and add it on to the 4 that we originally have, and now it's 5. All right, I'm going to go on to number 7. I'm going to write it going up and down. And I would like for you to solve this either in your head or on your paper. I'm hoping you came up with 3 and 7/5. Okay, but 7/5 is improper, and we never want to be improper in math class. So what we've got to do is we've got to change that 7/5 into a mixed number. Some of you I know can do it in your head. Some of you maybe have to divide it out like this. How many 5s can we take out of 7? 1 set of 5. Subtract that 1 set of 5, and you have 2 left over. That 2 is your remainder. That becomes your numerator, and the denominator stays the same, so it stays a 5, which is also the number you're dividing by. Now, here's where a lot of kids go wrong. They say, oh, I'm all done. 1 2/5 is my answer. Partly correct, but you've got to remember back over here you had a 3 whole. So you've got to add that 3 whole onto that 1 2/5, and your final answer should be 4 2/5. All right, I would like for you to try number 8 on your own. Pause the video and we'll come back and see how you did. If you added correctly, you'd get 62 and 11/7. 11/7 is improper, and we don't want to be improper in math class. So you divide that out. This becomes 1 4/7. You can take 7 out of there and you'd have 4 left over. Altogether, 63 4/7. Hope you got it right. One of the problems that Mrs. Mulcahy had you go through was a problem that looked a little bit like the problem we have in front of us now, where you have a whole number and you're subtracting a mixed number. I'm going to write that going up and down, and I think this is one of the harder things that we have to do with adding and subtracting fractions. So if you write it up and down, right away you can kind of see that there's something missing right here. There's no fraction. So a lot of times what I'll tell kids to do is we're going to make a fraction there just so it doesn't look so naked, and we're going to put 0/3 there. Okay, 0 because there's really nothing there, and I chose 3 because this denominator is 3, so that way they're matching. They're the same denominator. So now when you look at it, 0 minus 1, you know you can't do that. So what do you have to do? Whatever you want to call it, ungroup, borrow, rename. The 7 becomes a 6, but now we're not borrowing 10. We're borrowing 1 whole. We're taking 1 from here, and we're going to rename that 1 whole in thirds. Well, let's think about it. If you have a candy bar that's broken into 3 pieces and you eat the whole thing, haven't you eaten 3/3? Whenever the numerator and the denominator are the same, it's the same as 1 whole. So if my number here were 7ths, I would have borrowed and I would have changed it to 7/7. If my denominator were 15, I would have ungrouped or borrowed and changed it to 15/15. So the numerator and the denominator are the same to make the 1 whole, and you just always choose whatever fraction you're working with. Now, you usually would add these together. 0 and 3 is 3. In this case, it is just 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. And 6 minus 1 is 5. And then if you wanted to, remember you can always check your work to see if you're right by doing the opposite. So we were subtracting, now we're going to add. If I add this up, I get 3/3. 6 and 3/3. 3/3 is the same as 1. Back to 7, which is what I started with over here. All right, I'm going to put another one up here, and I want you to try this on your own. I'd like for you to do 11 minus 7 and 3/4. So go ahead and pause and solve it, and we'll see how you did. I hope you came up with the answer 3 1/4. So we couldn't do 0 minus 3/4. Remember, I just added that 0/4 there. I chose fourths because it was fourths down here. So the 11 becomes 10, and then you really have naming that over to 4/4. That 1 whole becomes 4/4, not 10, 4/4. So altogether you have 4/4 minus 3/4, you get 1/4, 3 1/4. I'm going to give you one more problem like that to practice with, and then hopefully you'll feel like you're ready to try the homework. Try this one. Did you come up with 7 5/7? I hope so. So just a couple tips. So remember that you change that, put a fraction there to 0/7. Can't do 0 minus 2, so you ungroup. 16 becomes 15, and that 1 whole we rename in sevenths because sevens are what we're dealing with. 1 whole, 7/7. So altogether that 0 plus 7 is 7/7. 7 minus 2 is 5/7. 15 minus 8 is 7. And again, if you wanted to check your work, you could go back and add it. Those are some of the trickiest problems there are, but I think you can do it. Good luck!